Hello students, welcome to Siddhapur Mathematics Academy. See, already I explained so many examples on simple differentiation and differentiation of a composite functions. In the today's class, I will give the exercise 5.2 from NCERT. NCERT 5.2 is totally depending on the differentiation of composite functions. The question is differentiate the following with respect to x. Here for exercise I will give that exercise mark number only. First question, y is equal to sine x square plus 5. Yes, students, we solved so many examples on a differentiation of a composite functions. Now you are feeling very easy or what? Yes. Here, as you know that first we have to differentiate the power if it is other than 1. Here the power is not other than 1. So directly we have to differentiate a trigonometric term. Then we have to differentiate the angle if it is other than x. Differentiating with respect to x. Dy upon dx. Differentiation of sine is cos x square plus 5 into differentiation of x square plus 5. So it is cos x square plus 5. Differentiation of x square is 2x. Differentiation of 5 is 0. So what you are writing? 2x cos x square plus 5. Second question. Y is equal to cos of sin x, and don't think it is a u into v. No, it is the angle of cos is sin x. So differentiating with respect to x, dy upon dx. There is no power, directly trigonometric term. What is the differentiation of cos? It is minus sin. Its angle is sin x. After differentiation of this outside term, we have to differentiate the angle. Angle is what? Sin x. So what is your answer then? Dy upon dx is equal to minus sin of sin x into differentiation of sin x is cos x. If you want, you can stop it here or you can write like this. Don't mix these two. Sin of sin x. Third question. Y is equal to sin of ax plus b. Again, there is no power for a trigonometric term. Directly we have to differentiate the trigonometric term. Dy upon dx. Differentiation of sin is cos ax plus b into differentiation of ax plus b. So this is cos ax plus b. Differentiation of ax, a constant x is 1. So finally we can write a into cos of ax plus b. See students, is the problems are very simple or what? Yes, the problems are very simple. Moving to the next question, fourth one. Y is equal to sec of tan root x. Here also we don't have any power for trigonometric term. Directly we have to differentiate the trigonometric term. Differentiation of sec is sec into tan. This is angle. Sec into tan. Angle is tan root x. After outside trigonometric term, what you are differentiating? We are differentiating tan root x. So it is sec of tan root x, tan of tan root x, differentiation of tan is secant square root x, and its angle is again other than x. So differentiate that also. Sec of tan root x, tan of tan root x, secant square root x, differentiation of root x is 1 by 2 root x. Next question. Y is equal to sin ax plus b upon cos cx plus d. See student, is it in the form of u by v or not? Yes. Differentiating with respect to x. Apply u by v method. Already you are familiar with that. In quotient tool middle minus comes. So before differentiation cos cx plus d as it is, differentiation of sin is cos ax plus b, angle we have to keep as it is. Now the angle is ax plus b. Here minus, this is before differentiation, keep as it is. And what is the differentiation of cos? Differentiation of cos is minus side. That's why this minus I am converting as a plus, because minus into minus plus. Sin cx plus d into differentiation of cx plus d divided by cos square cx plus d. This is whole divided by. Moving to the next step. This is cos cx plus d into cos ax plus b. Differentiation of ax is a and b is 0. Plus sin ax plus b into sin cx plus d into differentiation of cx is c. X is 1 upon cos square cx plus d. So this is 5th question. Next, moving to the next 6th question. See, directly if you go for NCERT, you are not following. If you saw so many examples already, so now you are familiar. 6th question. Y is equal to cos x cube sin square x raised to 5. Have you remembered or have you identified which formula is applicable? Yes. This is u, this is v. Differentiating with respect to x. Dy upon dx is equal to cos x cube differentiation of sin square x raised to 5 plus sin square x raised to 5 into differentiation of cos x cube. Cos x cube as it is, differentiation of sin square is 2 sin x raised to 5. That means first we differentiated the power into differentiation of sin x raised to 5. That is trigonometric term. Here sin square x raised to 5 as it is. See, this is x cube is angle. That means there is no power for cos. So what is the differentiation of cos? Minus sin x cube into differentiation of x cube. Please note down it carefully. We will come to know how we wrote. So this as it is 2 into cos x cube sin x raised to 5. Differentiation of sin is cos x raised to 5 into differentiation of that angle. Angle is x raised to 5. And here plus into minus is minus. And remember, these two trigonometric terms are different because this angle is x to the power 5 and this angle is x to the power 3. Into differentiation of x cube is 3x square. So, next. Differentiation of x raised to 5 is this is how we are solving, and this is the answer. Moving to the next question, question number 7. Y is equal to 2 into root of cot x square. See, first 2 is a constant. We have to differentiate first root, then cot, then x square. Differentiating with respect to x, dy upon dx is equal to 2 I kept as it is. Differentiation of root is what? 1 upon 2 root into differentiation of cot x square. This 2 and this 2 get cancelled. Differentiation of cot is minus cosecant square x square into differentiation of x square. That is 2x. Finally, we got minus 2x question number 8. Y is equal to cos of root x. Very simple. There is no power. Directly we have to differentiate the trigonometric term. Differentiation of cos is minus sine root x because angle is root x into differentiation of root x. Differentiation of root x is 1 by 2 root x. See, it is very simple. Now moving to the next important question. Question number 9. Prove that the function f given by f of x is equal to mod of x minus 1. X belongs to R, that means set of real numbers, is not differentiable at x is equal to 1. See, directly we don't know the differentiation of modulus. That's why we have to find the left hand derivative and right hand if both are equal. And remember, every continuous function is differentiable. So we have to check it for left hand and right hand. Write it slowly and carefully. The given function is f of x is equal to mod of x minus 1. X belongs to R. See, it is known that, because already we are familiar, a function f is differentiable at a point x is equal to c, any constant at a point x is equal to c in its domain if both, that means when you say that it is a differentiable, limit f of c plus h minus f of c divided by h, as h tends to c minus, and limit f of c plus h minus f of c upon h as h tends to 0 plus are finite and equal. They exist and they are equal. Then only we can say that it is a differentiable. Now we have to check the differentiability at x is equal to 1. So we have to consider the left hand derivative, left hand limit of f at x is equal to 1. This is a basic definition. We have to check for left hand limit for x is equal to 1. Because we have to check for differentiable at x is equal to 1. Already this you are studied in the first year. Consider the left hand limit of f at x is equal to 1. So whatever I gave above, in that in place of c write down 1. Which tends to 0 minus. So what is f of x? F of x is mod of x minus 1. In place of x we have to write 1 plus h. Understood? F of x is the mod of x minus 1. Whatever in place of x, we have to write that in the place of x. Understood or what? See, if it is in place of 1 plus h, we have to write 1 plus h minus 1. If it is 1, 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1 is 0 and here plus 1 minus 1 get cancels. We are getting h minus 0 upon h as h tends to. And if it is a negative, h tends to negative left side. What is modulus of h? Modulus of h will become minus h. Correct or what? Your answer will be minus 1. Why? If h is less than 0 means modulus of h will be minus h. And now consider the right hand limit. At x is equal to 1. Here limit mod of h minus 0 upon h as h tends to 0. It is from right side. From right side the modulus value is positive. So this is 1 because h is greater than 0 means modulus of h is h. Now see the left hand limit and right hand limit, are they equal? No, the left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, therefore the function is not differentiable at x is equal to 1. Write down the conclusion. Because in left hand we got -1, right hand we got +1. Because LHL, left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit at x is equal to 1. Therefore, f is not differentiable at x is equal to 1. Next, the next question, only 10 questions are there in 5.2 and some worked examples also there. I will explain that worked examples also. Next is the 10th question. In the 10th question also we have the similar example. Instead of mod we have a greatest integer function. So students, write down that. Yes, student, moving to the 10th question. Here also we have to check it for left hand limit and right hand limit for x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2. So already in the previous example we are familiar with that definition. So directly I am writing the, consider the left hand limit. Consider the left hand limit of f at x is equal to 1. Limit f of 1 plus h minus f of 1 upon h as h tends to 0 minus. So here it is the limit. We have to write a greatest integer function. And already you are familiar with the definitions of greatest integer function. Here this value is 0 from moving to left side. And when you move from -1, from left side it is 1 upon h as h tends to 0. So h tends to 0 means what? Any number upon 0 is what? You are getting limit -1 upon h as h tends to 0 minus any number upon 0 is infinity or not defined. And moving to the right hand limit. Consider the right hand limit of f at x is equal to 1. Limit f of 1 plus h minus f of 1 divided by h as h tends to 0 plus is equal to and what about this value? From right side, right hand greatest integer value is 1. 1 minus 1 it is 0. 0 upon anything is 0. See, left hand limit is infinity and right hand limit is 0. Are they equal? No, they are not equal. If they are not equal means the derivative, the function is not differentiable at x is equal to 1. Left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit at x is equal to 1. Therefore, f is not differentiable at x is equal to 1. Next, we have to check for a x is equal to 2. To check the differentiability of the given function, is equal to 2. So how you write then? Consider the left hand limit at x is equal to 2. Limit f of 2 plus h minus f of 2 divided by h as h tends to 0 minus is equal to limit greatest integer function what is the greatest integer function of 2 plus h? That is 1. 1 minus 2 divided by h as h tends to 0 minus, again it is a infinity because minus 1 upon h is remaining, that is infinity. Any number upon 0 is infinity. Next, consider the right hand limit at x is equal to 2. Limit f of 2 plus h minus f of 2 divided by h as h tends to 0 plus. When you move from right side, the greatest integer value is 2. This value is 2. 2 minus 2 divided by h as h tends to 0 plus. That value is 0. See, again the left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit at x is equal to 2. Therefore, f is not differentiable at x is equal to 2. See, is it following or what? Yes, the sums are very simple. Now I am moving to the worked examples. These are the exercise questions from 5.2. Only 10 questions, as I told you, only 10 questions we have. Now I am moving to that worked examples of composite functions. Y is equal to 2x plus 1 whole cube. See, differentiating with respect to x. dy upon dx is equal to first power, then base. Finally, 6 into question number 12. Sin x square. First trigonometric term, because there is no power for trigonometric term. Into differentiation of x square. Differentiation of x square is 2x. First only I wrote that. Question number 13. Y is equal to there is no power for trigonometric term. Directly we have to differentiate the trigonometric term. Differentiation of 2x plus 3 is what? Next, moving to the next question. Yes. What is the outside trigonometric term? Sin. Its angle is cos x square. Outside term is sin. So differentiation of sin will be cos. Cos of cos x square. Then close this side. What is remaining? Cos x square is remaining. differentiation of cos is minus. That's why I wrote minus first only. Sin x square. Now close that sin and cos both. What is remaining? X square is remaining. And what is the differentiation of x square? Differentiation of x square will be 2x. I wrote here only. And these type of examples you will get for 1 mark in your theory exams in part 1. So in the next class, so these are the examples on a composite function. If you are familiar, then only is it possible to solve this very quickly or what? Yes, like that. In the next exercise, we have a derivative of implicit functions and derivative of a inverse trigonometry. Again, as I did in the previous, first I will explain all the simple basics. I will make you perfect. Then I will move to the NCERT exercise.